So let's start scanning and tagging some photos using natural language tagging. First, let's recap what we've done to get to this point. We've set up the app and added some people to our relationship manager. During this scanning session, I'm going to use some custom names that exist outside my contacts in relationship manager, along with a pre-stored custom location. I'll show you how this works in the advanced techniques section. So I'm going to scan about 4 of these images, and for each image, I'll uncover a new feature that will help you get the most out of QromaScan. I'm going to start by tapping on the scan button, and I'll see this view with the crop preset set for 4x6 images. I'm going to slide my photo in so that the top left-hand corner meets the top left corner of the crop box. Now I know this image is 3.5 by 5 inches, which is a very common size for when my parents were taking photos. Since I know this size, I'm just going to say template 3 to jump to just that crop box preset. And don't worry if there's a little green showing around the edges because we eliminate this when we take the shot. Next, I'm going to say the word chroma to go into the online mode so I can give a description and start tagging my photo. My scan window then gets blurred and the recognition window pops open, and I'll get 2 indicators that QromaScan is ready to listen to me. First, I should hear a 2-stage audible tone, and second, the spinning wheel should disappear. At this point, the online recognition system is listening to you. Before we start with the description, let me share a few tips I've learned. First, make sure you have in mind exactly what you're going to say before you tap on that button or say chroma. You won't believe how nervous you get when you're on air, so to speak. I usually think of a description that includes a date, a location, and the people that are in the photo. Now, the date doesn't have to be exact. You can give just a year, or a month in a year, or the season in a year, or the full date if you know it, and usually we can figure it out. The voice recognition is smart enough to recognize some punctuations that you can use to break up your description. Lastly, try to speak clearly and enunciate. Now, you don't have to go overboard on this, but voice recognition engines mostly fail on smaller words, so speaking clearly at a normal rate can significantly increase your accuracy. Now let's go back and give it a try. Now I'm giving a description of what's going on in the photo, and I want you to pay attention to a couple things. First, I'm describing my father and I, and the relationship manager will later figure out and fill out our full names. The other 2 names are in my contacts, so the voice recognition engine should be able to accurately figure them out. The recognition engine is also pretty good at recognizing well-known places, like the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, so it gets added correctly, and later our location services are going to geotag this photo to its exact spot and import information like the address, the city, the state, the country, and even the GPS coordinates, and embed them to the metadata. Finally, I don't know the exact date that this picture was taken, but judging by my height, I'm guessing it was the summer of 1974, and QromaScan should be able to accept this date. After I'm done with my description, QromaScan will detect the pause in my voice and automatically disengage the online system and go back into offline mode. I'll see the metadata get filled in, and the map should zoom to the precise location. All I have to do now is say the word capture, and QromaScan will capture everything in the crop box and embed all this metadata into the image. Next, I'll slide in a 4x6 image of my daughters. Now I know this is a 4x6 print, so I'm going to say template 4 to switch to the right crop box. Now I'll give a general natural description. Based on what I said, QromaScan used the relationship manager to tag both of the names of my girls because it detected the words daughters, and I've associated these names with my daughters. It got the general date, and because I generically said San Jose, it geolocated this image to the center of the city of San Jose. Now that's great if you don't know the precise location of something, but in this case I do, and I want to show you how to use pre-stored locations. I'll get into how to do this in the advanced section, but basically pre-stored locations are places or addresses that you might have a lot of photos in, and you can call them up exactly just by using offline recognition mode and a preset number. I can use it just the way I would use other scanning commands. I say the word location followed by a location number. Now, if you swipe up from the bottom of the metadata box, this window appears and it shows you all of your custom names and your custom locations. This list shows me the location number of my stored location, and the one I want to use, which is the only one here, is location 1. I can tap to dismiss this window, and then I will say location 1 to assign this precise location to this photo, and I should see the map move to that place. That looks good. Then I'll say the word capture to record this image with this metadata. The next photo we're going to scan isn't a photo at all. It's a birthday postcard from my wife's great aunt Letty, and it has a lot of historical family value. It has two sides, and QromaScan has the unique ability to scan both sides of this image. Let's see how this is done. Since this is a custom-sized card, I'm going to place it in the 4x6 template, and then I'm going to use my fingers to pinch horizontally and vertically to size this crop box just right. Then I'll add a description the way I normally would. When I'm done, I'll say capture as before. I'm going to take the postcard out, flip it over, and then place it back in the crop box. Now, instead of saying the word capture, I'm going to say backscan to capture this image. What that does is it will capture the backside of this image as a separate file, but in the gallery, I'll be able to flip back and forth between each side. It's really cool, and we'll take a look at it in a moment. The last image I'm going to scan is very much like the others with one difference. I'll describe it and get the metadata recognized, but the gentleman in the photo isn't in my relationship manager or in my contacts. I've added him to my custom names, so after online recognition is done, I'm just going to say his first and last name, just as I would with a scanning command, and it gets recognized after giving me an acceptance tone, and then I'll see it right here in the people metadata. It's just that easy. Now that we've scanned a few photos, let's take a look at them. They're shown in the gallery in chronological order, so my postcard from 1911 is here first, and this dog-eared icon tells me that there's a backside image. I can tap on it, and then tap on this icon down in the lower toolbar to flip it over. I can swipe right to see my other images, and if I want to see the location of any image, I can swipe up in this lower toolbar to reveal this map. There it is, centered right on Greystone Park, so years from now the girls will remember where their favorite park was located. Since I'm connected to iCloud, I can pop over to my Mac's iCloud Drive folder and open up the Images folder in the QromaScan directory and see these full resolution images. Both Mac and Windows PCs will automatically catalog the metadata that QromaScan created, so if I search for something like Greensboro, I'll be able to instantly find the image that I just scanned that has that tag. And there it is. So that covers the basics of scanning with QromaScan. In the next section, we'll cover some of the more advanced features that will help you get the most out of this product.